Starting the stream. I'm just waiting to get the link. All right, we're streaming.
All right. So what we where we left off last time is you guys had just settled the invading forces that boarded the Cloud Song in the middle of the night. And after successfully vanquishing the last of them and sending the only remaining survivor overboard, you guys set about getting things in order and figuring out what to do next and what had happened. If we recall, we found some issues, or you guys had a lot of questions in particular about the source of the pirates. And the captain, Captain Rendra, was adamant that it could not have been an active member of House Lyrandar. You guys ultimately believed what you believe that she believes that. So it would definitely not have been someone who hadn't already fallen out of grace. But currently you don't have any leads on how they boarded, nor will you have much opportunity while you're still in the air. But the next day has gone pretty smoothly. There hasn't been any more surprises, though I believe you guys said you were going to continue some type of a watch over Harvest. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yep. All right. So as you continue along, eventually you start to see the plains that you've been passing over the Talenta, the landscape over the Talenta plains, all throughout here as you went by. Eventually you cross over the mountains and then lush jungle. You start to see lush jungle below, and eventually you arrive at the pretty large and massive city of New Throne. Your ship moves along, eventually gaining a berth, and you guys set up dock, and immediately the remaining crew gets to work securing the vessel and stowing things away. Shortly before you dock, the steward comes up and lets you know that while you will be picking up the guide that you're waiting for, that will guide you from New Adderport to the site, they're also going to be visiting the Enclave to try and refill the missing crew members that were lost during the attack. So you guys will have a little bit of time as it docks. The crew starts getting to work. The captain will stay aboard, but the steward as well as the apprentice are all going to be leaving to visit the Lyrandar Enclave.
Is Havers staying on board?
Havers is staying on board.
Well, I want to talk to the guys and say, look, we need to figure out if there's a rogue agent involved, because somebody's got to know who has an airship. I don't know if we should one of us go with the captain and see if we can snoop around a bit and figure out if there's any reports of rogue agents or what.
Now, are you guys doing this privately amongst all yourselves, or are you involving any of the other members of the entourage?
Well, anytime that I do this, I want to make sure it's just among us. I don't want to have anybody else
Okay.
listen.
Okay.
With the captain, huh?
I think someone should
I
go
can-
with her.
I can
I
probably
can
go. if
stay
you
and
want.
I can either stay or I can interface with the captain, but I can't sneak around.
I can do it
can't
too.
you?
I'm pretty sneaky myself, but
Oh, you're talking about doing it stealthily. Okay, that's not me then.
well, not necessarily stealthily, but at least to keep an eye out, snoop around too. Well, we should do it by regular means as well, like asking questions.
Yeah, that's more of my area. Well, not asking questions, but gaining insight.
Well, two of us can go. Two of us can go, and the rest of you can stay and keep Haver safe.
I will stay with Haverus.
All right. So I guess me and Xanon will go.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
I will stay with Havers.
Okay.
All right. So I'll talk to the captain and say, "Do you mind if we tag along with you for a little bit?"
Of course.
All right. That'll be what we do.
So what you guys end up taking is you end up taking kind of like an airlift. It's a much smaller version of the airship, and you'd be familiar with that from Korth and Sharn and other cities. And so it's just like a little air kind of taxi cab. So it picks you up at the docks, at the berth where the ship is docked, and it will take you guys on towards the Enclave. So while you guys are heading that way, shortly after you leave, for the rest of you, you guys are, whatever you're doing to pass the time or kill the time, eventually you hear a little bit of a commotion, and you see two figures approaching the boarding ramp, climbing up the boarding ramp and approaching your vessel. The first is an older, dark-skinned gentleman with like bits of graying hair, but kind of balding, dressed in like a very much like explorer's garb. He has gear and tackle all over him, and he looks like he would be much more comfortable on the open road or perhaps the jungles of Kabara than a city. And behind him, you see a pretty massive bugbear, also decked out, but this one in chainmail, with a wicked-looking crossbow, and like he's carrying the crossbow, a huge great axe strapped to his back, and all kinds of other bits of tackle and gear. He's also carrying two large, like, duffel type bags. And as they approach, they clamber onto the ship, where the captain is there. So yeah, it's the ship steward, and the apprentice that went to the Enclave, not the captain. The captain stayed here to greet these two. So she meets them as they board, and welcomes them aboard the ship.
Where I'm assuming we're on the deck somewhere, just kind of meandering about.
I would think so, yeah.
I head over toward the captain and the two newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, "Oi, and who might you be? Who are you joining the ship?"
Now you would know you are waiting for the guides, but you didn't know who they were or what they were. But you
Right.
know you're waiting for the guides. But
Oh, okay. Is the bugbear, the crossbow is just like at his side, not like
he's kind of
loaded
just
in?
carrying it. It's pretty huge, so he's just kind of carrying it like. And actually, I'm just gonna say it's strapped to his back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm playing a little dumb though. Like.
Yeah. No, okay. I just want to make sure you knew. So you come up to them and the dark skinned man turns after kind of shaking hands with the captain, and he says, "Well met, well met. We are the guides that you seek. We're here to take you deep into the Kabaran jungle. Names?
Oh, go ahead.
My name
Name's
is
Jack.
Arachnus.
Oh, sorry. Hold on one sec. He says, "Name's Jack," and he holds out his hand to shake yours.
I reach out and shake. I'm Kraz of Black Pit. I'll be joining you on this little adventure into the jungle. And I look
Arachnus
over my
of
shoulder.
House Denise.
Well, I need to turn you up one sec, Brian.
That would be Derek.
There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, Derek.
I am Arachnus of House Denise. How long have you been guiding people into the Kubaran jungle?
Oh, long time. Folks call me Traveling Jack. And he says, my name is Jack Diorian." And he holds out his he pulls up the sleeve on his right arm, and you see the mark of House Orion. So you know he's a member of the Dragonmark House, the House of Passage. They're the ones that control the lightning rail, as well as like the courier services of Corvair. So pretty much, if you want something delivered or to ride on the lightning rail, House Orion is your best bet.
Would we know that the Kubaran jungle is dangerous at all, or?
So yeah, you would have some general knowledge of Kabara, and there are a lot of areas that are dangerous because Kabara is very similar to, say the pop that up. So Kabara is very similar to like the Shadow Marches and the Demon Wastes. It's not completely like tame. There's a lot of really undiscovered country, really, which is why there are still a lot of dragon shards and things like that who are still being discovered there. Hey, Pitts, how's it going? Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Bad. Yeah, pivot my camera here a little bit. See if anybody sees me.
And did you say your companion's name?
This here, and he points over here. This here is Goldrak. Been with me, long time. He knows everything there is about these jungles. And Goldrak just kind of silently nods in your direction and makes this kind of like grunting noise.
Well met, Goldrak. Traveling Jack.
Yes, indeed. I hear we have someone from House Thrashk aboard.
We do. Havris, one of the arbiters, the co-arbiter of this mission. I am the other. Officially, they know we work for the 12, right?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. In an official capacity of the 12.
Excellent. I hear there's been a bit of a scuffle out in the old Argive Basin.
Yes, that is our main mission.
It's not right. Houses going at it like that, even if they were hired by mercenaries.
All of their different.
He gives you a long, searching look, like kind of up and down. You feel like he's just kind of like really weighing and measuring you, and he says, I hope you're up to the challenge. It's dark there. There's dark things. We're going to need... You'll need your wits about you. Now, I'd love, and he kind of nods to him, to stow our things, get settled, and then perhaps have a word with old Havris. Captain? And he kind of nods to her. She summons one of the remaining deckhands, and well, actually the only remaining deckhand, and asks him to see them down below, get them settled into one of the berthing quarters that remain. And they head below. As they leave out on the deck of the ship, so like most likely where you're boarding is going to probably be right about here, and you guys have all right. Yeah, so right about here is probably where everyone will board by. So wherever you guys want to be, so there, I'm assuming we'll do Ragnus, Kraz, Jordan, and Creel. So I don't know if all of you were around, but certainly it was Kraz and Aragnis. So shortly after they show Jack and Guldrak down below, Nikoro comes up, kind of little nervous. You can kind of tell something's bothering him, and he's kind of like almost dry washing his hands, and as he comes up to you.
Up to Aragnis?
Yeah, and if you're there too, he'll kind of look between you, and he'll just say, "Well met. Do you have a moment?"
Yeah, what's going on?
I am not sure. I heard the guide is aboard. Yes.
Yes, down below.
Yes.
I'm not sure I like remaining here. after what happened on the voyage, I'm not sure I trust just sitting here.
In port?
Do you know how long the others wish to are to be?
I don't, but I know what they're doing is important to understand what did happen. I understand you might be a little afraid right now, but I believe what they're doing is important.
Yes, well, I would appreciate if we could all keep an eye on Harvest. Andrew, make sure anyone who hasn't done it, because I know we left last week, but on your character sheets, you should have the ability to do a long rest. Maybe I'm thinking D&D Beyond.
Is there like a button for that?
I don't know if there's Matt. Is there a button to just regain all your hit points? Like do?
I don't think there is.
Okay.
You just have to manually do it.
You guys, it's been a full 24 hours. So if you had taken any damage, Pitts, I just redid yours.
Okay.
But go ahead and make sure that any spells you had, those should all be back.
Yeah.
So anything you expended, as well as your hit points. So
I will make
Just
sure
trying to
one of
remember
my
where I
men.
can see my character sheet at. It's in the.
The journal.
journal looks like a newspaper.
That's right, journal.
I will make sure one of my men stays on Havrit.
I would appreciate it. I will take. I will guard from the rear of his quarters. If you all want the deck, could handle the deck.
Aye. Do you know anything of Traveling Jack or Goldrak?
He just kind of thinks about the names, and neither name is familiar to me. Is that?
Jack the Orient? No? Alright.
No.
Alright. We'll keep an eye out. We've got the deck. You can go back, that's fine. We'll make sure nothing gets to Havris.
How is Havris faring today?
He's a bit distraught from the attack, but he's also anxious to do his duty.
Very good.
Now, one thing towards the end of the attack, when you confronted Harvris, after he all but said the attack was like directly from House Deneath, you kind of like not necessarily scared him, but you know that he's been a little less harsh, or at least less vocal about his opinions on House Deneath since that point. He's actually been a little bit more tolerable. At least for you, Aragnis. I will seek out this Jack and introduce myself and get the and I'll let you know my impression. I do know that our guy was personally selected by the head of arbitration. All right, and with that, he's gonna head on down to seek out Jack, and then eventually he'll take up his spot at guarding the rear entrance for Harbors. So while they're getting settled, and just to bring Andrew up to speed, as soon as we docked at New Throne, the ship steward and the apprentice ended up heading into the House Lorandar enclave to get another pilot as well as some additional crew. And Regic and Xanon went with her. So while all that's happening on the ship, you guys are heading in the little sky coach, and you eventually make it to the Lorandar enclave, which is kind of like a big. It also has a lot of airship berths, but not as many as like the dock, and not as many as like the port district has. And there's a few ships docked. There's like one open port, but it looks like another airship is heading that way. So as you guys come in, you enter the enclave. You're met by some members of the house. They bow to you, Regic and Xanon, and then whisk everyone away down to some department within the enclave. So you guys head down there. Immediately, the ship steward starts talking with like this administrative type person, while you and the apprentice stand by. And you can kind of hear they're talking about what the crew and the needs of the ship. He's giving a brief account of what happened, and shortly thereafter, they learned that it was an attack. A more senior member of the house comes out to speak with you guys.
Okay.
So a business-like half-elf comes out and inclines his head to you guys and say, I understand that you ran into trouble along the way. And the apprentice is kind of like, not overly talkative, and the steward is still talking with the administrator. So after not getting a response from the apprentice, he turns to Xanon and Regic and just kind of waits.
Okay. All right, I'll say yes. Our ship was under attack from the air, and that is very fishy because, as far as I'm aware, your house is the only one who has control over airships. Now, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm here for information. I need to know: has there been any rogue elements, such as maybe a disgruntled captain who left the order? Any sort of information we can get to figure out why this happened and who it could possibly be.
He kind of like, at first when you start talking, like his eyes get a little wider, particularly around the part where you started saying like, you don't want to make any accusations, but they quickly narrow as you continue, and he kind of cocks his head and he says, "May I ask your function within House Lorandar?"
Oh, House Lorandar. That's not the house we're in, right?
No. In fact, you're not actually part of any house. You
exactly.
work at the Council of 12.
I'll say, excuse me, I'm not part of your house. I'm sorry to impose. I am actually working on a diplomatic mission for the 12. I am a steward to an arbiter, and he was on this ship that was attacked, and it was a very important mission that cannot be stopped. If it's stopped, then there's going to be serious repercussions. So I ask you for your help in figuring out what happened, so we can try to save the mission and not have this happen again.
All right, and just so you all know, you guys do have like papers, and you can have whatever papers suit you. Most of you probably have multiple sets of papers. Some papers specific to a house. Doesn't even have to be a house you're associated with, but they're just papers that help you get in and out of wherever you need to go. Kind of like, you know, a secret agent would have a handful of passports. So you would have something readily available to show him.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That would be like your credentials and would show that you are an arbitrator, or at least staff in arbitration wing. So you kind of whip that out as you explain to him, and he looks at it and just kind of nodding his head and looking closer, and then he returns the documentation to you and kind of has this thoughtful look on his face, and he says, "It's not possible that a rogue captain, as you put it, would have a ship. He would have to take said ship by force, and all of our ships are accounted for. Within reasonable limits. I can certainly put in an inquiry to see and get information. How will you be here long?"
We will not be here long. We're leaving shortly after we resupply.
And where are you headed?
It is actually privileged information, sir. It's better if you don't know for the sake of the mission.
Kind of, if I know where to send information, I can pass along any information I find, but I would need to know where to send it. Do you want me to send it to the 12?
Send it to the 12. They will send us a message. House Deneath and House Thrash. Send it to one of them, and they will send us the message. I'm gonna look him over too, see if he's like, if I can tell he's lying.
Yeah, he might be hiding something. I want to make an insight check.
Roll your insights.
I get to add a D.
Brian, you get your sweet D4 bonus, baby. Don't you?
Yep.
Yeah,
19.
baby. 19.
Insight.
In my spell page for some reason. I can't figure out how to
Use the layout. Inspiration. There's just a button, and I click it. No, that's insight.
So
we all
it
have
would be on the
inspiration
core. You got it?
What's it again?
Inspiration gets a squiggle in
insight.
it, right?
Yeah, inspiration has like a little picture of a dragon when you have it. So you should all
New
have it.
game,
Okay.
new inspiration. Got it.
Ryan, you're not completely sure. I mean, you've spent your career, being reasonably, around people potentially lying to you. You're not quite sure how to read this guy, but Xanon, you're pretty sure he's being upfront with you. He at least very much believes that it's not possible for a ship to be missing. He seems reasonably sure that all of their ships are accounted for. He says, well, after he's handed you back your credentials and you told him where to send the data, I will certainly make inquiries. And you say your ship was in motion. Yes? You were underway.
We were underway, and whoever attacked us in the night, and the foes came from above, and we captured one of them, and we got the information out of her. She said she came from an airship.
Is it possible that your technology fell into the wrong hands somehow?
Once again, this is privileged information. It does not leave this room. We won't tell anybody. This is just...
He kind of motions to like slow down, and he nods and moves you guys to a more like private area. And so once you guys are in a little more private area where there's less likely to be anyone overhearing, he turns and says to you, "That is disturbing news. And you're sure she was being forthright with you?"
I'm very sure. We use methods that would force her to be truthful.
There are many outside factions who are desperate to achieve the marvels that is House Larandar's airships. So far as I know, none have been successful. However, it is possible.
Yes?
I mean, there are other methods that I've heard of besides our methods. Again, I don't have any details, but I have heard of ships who fly with great balloons, harnessing hot air to offset the buoyancy of the base vessel, and do not rely on the bound elemental technology that we employ. But I've never heard of one large enough to hold many.
I also wonder if they're fast enough to keep up with one of your airships.
Begs the question: who knew your flight path?
As far as we know, only the people on board.
We do tend to fly fairly standard routes. However, it seems to me like that would be... Where did you come from? He kind of like gives you an apologetic look, and he says, "I can check the logs, both yours, and I may see. It depends on what ship is it?"
I forgot the name of the ship.
Cloud.
It's the Cloud Song. And I like the way you're going with this. We should probably take a look at the ships that traveled that day when we left. I'll tell them the day we left. That day that we left, and any other ships that were taking a similar route that day, and maybe we can narrow this down.
I do not believe... I cannot believe that a member of House Larandar would do such a thing. However, as I'm sure you know, there are undesirables or foundlings who possess the gifts of the house, and yet they do not have the strong ties that you and I have. Yes?
Very true. And as far as I'm concerned, assuming that this person who has this airship is a traitor, he must be dealt with for the sake of the 12 and for the sake of your house's reputation. It is just as important to me to find who these people, or to you as it is to me to find who these people are. Do you agree?
Agreed. If there is a viable threat to our house's air superiority, everyone from the house, from the highest member of the house to the very council itself would learn of this.
I'm going to shake his hand and say thank you so much, sir. We will get to the bottom of this, and for the sake of the 12. And by the way, my name is Regic, and the person, my arbiter's name is Arachnus. You will be sending the message if you find out anything to him.
Absolutely.
And with that, I bid you good day.
All right, and you guys head back to find the steward waiting, and just kind of. Oh, are you good to go, sir?
We're ready to go. I look at Xander. That's a good question. I didn't think of that. But we got a lot of information out of him for that.
Yeah. I wonder if someone knew the route that this airship was taking. All they'd have to do is lie in wait somewhere a little bit off the beaten path. They wouldn't necessarily have to be that fast.
True. You're right. You're absolutely right. But did she say it was an airship? Maybe she just didn't know if it was a different airship.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could have been one of these balloon ships that just looked like an airship from
Can you
below.
go give this to Mommy?
I honestly don't think it's an airship or balloon ship because there's no way. I mean, we travel 1,000 miles.
You have Mommy anymore? Love it.
I don't think there's any way possible that an airship could have traveled that fast. But you're right. It could have been lying in wait. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We need to get back to the ship and give the information to everybody else.
Alright.
Okay, and so they have secured the services of a co-pilot as well as several new deckhands. And he assures you, fully vetted by House Lorandon. And with that, you guys head back. The crew is going to be sent a little bit later. They're gathering their things and all of that. But you guys will head back down. And with that, back to the ship. Nikorl has taken up his spot, safekeeping the rear entrance to Harvest's camp. Thank you.
I'm hanging out near the front.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see. Jack has wandered up on deck, but no sign of Goldrick yet.
I would engage Jack in conversation. Nothing specific, small talk. My goal is to asking questions about like the dangers of the jungle and stuff, but my goal is to suss out whether or not he is who he says he is through conversation and chatter.
Okay. So you're kind of talking to him a little bit. Give me an insight roll with advantage.
All right. Wow, those are high rolls.
Dang.
for me.
Exactly. Yeah, because you only have a +1. All in all, he seems pretty on the level. He's very, very personable, and he likes to tell a lot of stories. So you find your conversation kind of meandering, but you also find yourself like drawn to his stories. He's very entertaining.
That I would happily lean into the small talk.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys spend a bit of time, kind of talking and whatnot. Jordan, what are you doing? What are you doing while?
I'm going to be holding a watch.
Okay.
To make sure that I can observe all the comings and goings of anyone on the ship. I'm making mental note of where any of the packaging and any materials that are being brought on, especially if it's like big enough for somebody to hide in or things like that.
Well, there's not much in the way of there were a few things, but they're pretty small packages.
Sure.
Nothing big, because you guys really did most of the stocking up back in Korth, and it's only been a couple of days. But yeah, you can definitely see there aren't a lot of people coming and going, although there was a like a cleaning staff or something that came on board, and they did some scrubbing, things that the solitary crew member and the steward hadn't been able to get to, kind of working on. It's really like a major comes in with simple spells to remove stains and things like that, and really kind of clean the area up.
The unconscious captain, she recovered?
Yep, that happened at the end. So the captain recovered. She went and helped the... She eventually took over for the apprentice, because the apprentice was pretty shook up.
Yep.
And so she eventually relieved, and they've been switching off and on for the remainder of the journey.
Okay. So are we underway right now? We're
No,
docked,
you're
right?
docked. You're docked, waiting for the replacement crew to board.
Okay.
So you're just kind of keeping an eye on things and hanging out. Or Agnes, what are you doing?
I'd like to perhaps go into the middle quarters here. Are those the captain's quarters?
Here?
Havris for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are the captain's quarters, but currently they are Harvest's quarters. So did you want to go and pay him a visit?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pay him a visit. My my goal is to perhaps procure some backup maps in case something goes awry with our guides, or we need to cross-check with something with our guides. I'd like to see if we can get a map or some descriptions about where we're going.
Okay. So you'll go in and kind of see. Harvest does have a lot of different stuff that was sent along with him, but unfortunately, there's no maps other than kind of what you've seen on the the world map, because the area isn't well explored.
Okay.
So there's like a smaller regional map, but it doesn't have much in the way of topography and much in the way of detail. There's a lot of detail around Adderport, in the surrounding area. But once you get back, you're pretty deep in the jungle, where there's hardly anything. There's a few known regions. There are some like known areas that are currently still inhabited by less than friendly inhabitants that they pretty much steer clear of. But I mean, for the most part, it's a lot of ruins and things like that that have just become completely overgrown by jungle.
Okay.
Yes, Ragnus, yes. And he kind of shows you where all the maps and communications he has. I take it we're almost there. Yes. How much longer will we be docked here? Do you know?
I don't think very much longer. It's once we leave here, we'll be headed to Adderport. Our guides have come in and settled in.
Excellent. And is this is our guide look rugged and capable, sir? What's the measure?
He feels like he's well traveled. He has quite a few stories to tell. He looks prepared, and his companion is a rugged beast.
We'll probably need that where we're going. I suspect he'll probably fit in grand with Oral, yes? Some of the some of your companions as well.
Yes.
Well, I shall have Caradoc prepare a feast tonight where we can all get to know one another as we finish the voyage to Adderport. I'm tell you what, I'm so looking forward to getting off these horrid, cramped cabin. And you kind of look around. Compared to your cabin, this thing is palatial. Like, this is posh. You've been in hotels, like nice hotels that weren't as well accommodated as the captain's quarters, but
I slightly nod my head in feign interest.
Yeah. So after a bit, you kind of, knowing you're not going to get much in the way from as far as really useful maps, you'll probably take your leave.
Okay.
And then not too long after, Regic, Xanon, and the steward will end up returning.
Very good.
All right. So you guys are aboard. If there's particular you want to do, let me know. Otherwise, not too much longer after that, the replacement crew will be arriving, and the captain will be anxious to get underway. And at this point, it's probably like mid-afternoon. And you've got, based on like talking to the captain, conversation, it's about a 3-hour flight from New Throne to Adderport. Mm-hmm. And so currently the plan is you guys will dock at Adderport and
Stuff it.
stay the night, heading out by land in the morning.
There you go.
What'd you say?
All right. So after the crew you guys see there's a new captain. He's a full dragon marked captain capable of flying the ship, who boards, as well as about 6 additional crew members. So before, when we came out, there were only 3 crew members: the engineer and the chief steward, as well as the captain, co-pilot, and apprentice. So we've added quite. So now it stands. We have a total of 7 crew members: the captain, co-pilot, and apprentice, the chief engineer, and the steward.
Wow. It's a 3-hour flight. Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah. No.
During the flight, I'm just going to gather up my companions and tell them that, you know,
It should be
what we're
broad
talking
daylight the
about.
whole way, or do we have nightfall during the flight?
No, it's about mid-afternoon, so there will still be it'll still be it might be heading towards dusk as you dock, but it'll still be light out.
I will spend. I don't have anything specific I want to do other than watch the new additions to the boat, the ones that stay up on deck near Havris's quarters, looking for anyone who turns an eye too far, that lingers on the doors to Havris's quarters, or maybe someone who pays too close attention to the wrong things or odd things. So just keeping my eye out.
Yeah, me too. I want to stay within 30 yards or feet or whatever of the door, Havris's door. In case shit happens, I want to be able to run to it quickly.
All right, so the crew seems to be mostly there's about 3 of the new crew members above deck. All the rest are below, getting settled and doing tasks down below. The steward and the engineer are also below. So there's only about you guys plus 3 crew members on the deck, and the crew members don't seem to be, they have their minds on their work.
They look like sailors, mercenaries.
Yeah, exactly. They're busy sailors, not wanting to, be caught slacking off, and occasionally, throughout the journey, the chief steward would make his way on deck to just kind of oversee and just make sure everything is going as it should. But they kind of seem to just be doing their own thing. No one seems to be paying any mind. After about a couple hours into the flight, Travel and Jack does approach after the steward comes in and out of Harvest's quarters. Shortly after the steward leaves, he returns with Travel and Jack. And there's a table set up in the rooms where he wants to take a meal with Jack, and they'll invite Aragnis, and strangely enough, after the events, Harvest is actually a little bit more fond of Jordan. He's no longer as disdainful after the attack, but there's only room for about 4 additional people. So you've got Harvest, Jack, Aragnis, and 2 more. And Harvest says to Aragnis, "Yes, that small, compact man. Yes, he was quite useful during the attack, right?" He is definitely most welcome to join us, and whoever else you decide. And he kind of waves and he ushers Jack over to his chair as the steward is finishing setting places and kind of getting everyone set up. Caradoc comes with the food, but there's also food down below, and anyone who prefers will be given a plate on deck. Like Nicorol takes a plate in the back. So who's coming to dinner?
I invite Kraz because he's struck up a rapport
With Jack?
with Traveling Jack.
Okay.
I will happily go.
I will
To dinner.
continue to scan the horizons for.
Oh, are you
Threats.
declining? Are you declining your dinner invitation?
Why? Am I the small compact guy?
Yeah, you're the small compact
Oh
guy.
crap! All right, I'm in. Yeah, no. If I'm invited, that's fine. I didn't think that was me.
Oh,
I'm not that small, am I?
I actually didn't know how small you were.
He's 2 feet 4.
I'm going to
My size.
That's in dwarf inches.
I'm going to look at Dan, give him the eyeballs to walk towards the door, and both of us will stand outside the door and listen as much as we can.
Okay.
All right.
Thought I wrote. Why is it?
Yeah, 5'11".
Very small and compact at 5'11".
Compared to Nate, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember how tall.
Nondescripty, average. You know.
The hooded fellow. Yeah, you're taller than Harvard, so he wouldn't describe you as small and compact. He would say the dark fellow. All right, so you guys are kind of all around this little table here.
What's for dinner, Harvard?
Yes. Scout has prepared a suckling pig with, and he rattles off some side dishes and things like that, and you can see it looks like a pretty good cuts of roasted pork and various little delicious looking side dishes. Nothing too rich. Overall, it looks like pretty, hearty food, not overly gourmet. And he says, yes, Jack, and I hope that you are up to the task of leading our merry band deep into the Kabaran jungle, yes? And he raises his glass, and Jack just kind of inclines his head and he said, I'm more than up for the task. Harvest, I'm looking forward to it. The jungle can be a mean place, but myself and Guldrak have taken many expeditions of your own house's mercenaries and prospectors deep into those jungles. Yes, we'll get there soon enough. And he kind of just takes a drink at that. Capital. Yes, looking forward to putting this business behind us, and he kind of looks like he kind of catches himself a little bit, and before he looks at Aragnis, says, and settling the matter of the dragon shards, yes? And that last he kind of said towards you, but...
You cut out towards you, what?
Oh, that last bit, he says, settling the matter of the ownership of the dragon shard, yes? And he says that last part to you, Aragnis.
Yes, I nod my head.
So he kind of asks a lot of questions, asks about different journeys and things like that, places that Traveling Jack has been, and Jack actually starts. He talks a little bit about his journeys in Kabara and some of the things that he's done, but he also talks about having gone into the Mournlands, as well as being part of an expedition many years ago to the continent of Zendrak, which not much is known about that place, and it's still land to giants and other ancient creatures, and not many of the lesser folks step foot there.
Oi, what did you find? You've been into the Mournlands?
Indeed.
That must have been quite the journey.
Indeed. And he kind of says it quieter. That place is a lost place. More of us that went in than those of us that came out. I hope that my journeys in there are limited, and that I'm quite happy to stay on this side of the mist. However, as you may know, my house is desperately seeking safe passage. So who knows what may come in the future. When Sire fell, the lightning rail paths, which are these like more gold lines on the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here and here were cut off. So some of their biggest paths, and you can see it goes all the way south, Kraken Bay. So there is nowhere other than up here that the lightning rail can now traverse Corvair. So it's been a pretty devastating blow to House Orion. Like, at least with the airships. Now, not even airships will duck too much into the Mournlands because of, it's not just the ground that's unsafe.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle.
Kind of. I mean, you have things like living spells. So spells that were cast that take on a sinister form of sentience. And those spells are not bound to the ground. They're not bound to a site. Really, they just seem to be bound to the Mournlands themselves. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to be attacked by a living fireball, cone of cold, or even some winged creature as you go through. But because of House Orion's landlocked nature, they kind of are forced to try and think of a way. And so that is one major things that the Council of 12 is trying to help them with, is to find some type of safe passage across the Mournlands. But it's also another reason why Lorandar is continuing to rise in popularity, because they're not limited to the the tracks.
Can
But-
things fly over the Mournlands if they go high enough, or is it pretty?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There are living spells that are not landlocked.
Mhm.
You know, they're not. They can go up in the air. It is marginally safer, and so it's not unheard of for an airship to cut a quick path, like, you know, going from here to here, right?
Mm.
But there is no way a ship would, you know, fly through. Like if it was
Okay.
going from, say, Flame Keep down to, you know, Stone Feather Spire, way down here,
Mhm.
it would definitely take the long way around.
Mhm.
So while it would add to the journey considerably, it's a lot.
Okay.
See, like even there, that's about 6-hour journey. And that's a lot of time to be in there.
Mhm. Okay.
Whereas this one, it's only a couple hours. They, you know, that might be something they would risk. But it's also, you know, not that much longer to fly around.
Mhm.
So yeah. So anyways, so yeah, he's talking about that, and even Harvest seems to be pretty content to listen, and he's kind of rapt with rapt attention as Traveling Jack speaks. All right. So if no one has anything in particular they want to ask or talk about, shortly, you know, in about an hour after you all sit down, the ship begins to slow, and you guys are pulling into a dock in the city of Adderport.
Excellent. Dinner's finished.
Yep. Yeah. So
okay.
as soon as Traveling Jack says, "I do believe that means we're getting ready to dock. If you excuse me, I'm going to gather my things and check on Gouldrak." And he kind of stands and Harvest waves him on and says, "Yes, one find me in a coral and send him my way. Thank you. We have many. I too must prepare." And so with that, some people are summoned, and they kind of come and clear away the table service, and everyone kind of, you know, comes in to do their
Clean up and.
oh, dang it. I was wondering why I couldn't select him. I had the stupid ruler up still. All right. So Jack takes off, heads down below, and Harvest gets busy. Everyone comes in and clears away the service. Where are you guys headed? You'll probably have some stuff down below.
Yeah, I'll get mine late. I'm gonna take Nokurl's position out back.
Okay. All right. In pretty short order, you guys make it to the seaside town of Adderport. All right. And so you guys make your way. You dismount, or disembark the ship, and you make your way to a little inn that's got room for you guys, that's ready. And of course, the crew of the Clouds song will be standing behind. And this is kind of where the inn is located. And up here is where the port city faces Kraken Bay. So this area here would be like the southern end of the town, facing the bay. So you guys are kind of in towards the city quite a bit.
Okay. So south is up.
South is up. That's correct.
Nice. I want to find my way toward Jack. Once we're all off the ship. This is a market, right? Like there's a market nearby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'll speak with Jack. Oi, we're heading into the jungle, right? Is there anything we should stock up on? We had waited to speak with the guide before fully supplying ourselves with the needed items for such a mission.
He says, I do believe Guldrak has you covered. However, and he kind of looks you over. What are you wearing exactly?
It's a simple cloak over tunic and pants and boots. It's very simple traveling garb.
Okay.
Nondescript.
He kind of like looks you over and says, I would recommend getting a good pair of boots. Then he kind of grins at you. Maybe some sturdier clothes, yes?
Alright, that can be arranged. My clothing is glamour weave. So,
Yes, I figured it was.
but it's in it. I don't know how durable. Like I'm assuming it's just like regular tunic and pants, like level of quality. So it's not like it doesn't increase in durability if I make it look like it does. So.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, it's gonna be pretty durable because it is magical.
Okay.
However, yeah, it's not gonna be like sturdy, rugged, and could still rip.
Okay.
So you probably would want, at the very least, some pretty good, sturdy, like canvas style,
Oil
khakis and yeah.
Oil cloak. Yeah. All right.
How long do we?
Stock up
How
on
long
bug
do we-
spray.
I'll buy mosquito net.
Yep.
How long do we plan on staying?
So you're getting in around like 6, and
Leaving in the morning, right?
Jack says you guys are going to be heading out first thing at night, first thing in the morning, bright and early. We're getting up and heading east.
Have our lodgings already been procured?
Yep. So you guys are set up in the Marlin's Rest. So you've got there we go. So you've got some rooms. There is actually like a second story, and so there are rooms up above. But there's going to be enough room for in this place. And look, Matt, it has a privy.
Excellent. I was worried.
So to get to the upstairs, however, the stairs are outside. So the rooms in the below deck here will be taken by like Harvest and the his immediate entourages, rooms for a couple of you guys as well.
He was hoping for bigger rooms.
And he does complain. If you care to
course he
to
complains.
hear.
Of course.
So
Or
if you
nothing
guys want, he's gonna stay here with Nicorl and Lorwinac. But if you guys want to venture out, what do you want to do? You've probably got a good hour before it's full dark.
I am probably just going to sit at one of the tables having a pint and just keeping an eye out on the door and anybody who's suspicious.
Yeah, same here.
After dinner drink sounds good.
I'd like to hit the market with everyone's clothing size information, and I'll get some for those that want it. I'll get some sturdier
Oh yeah,
cloaks
good idea.
and boots and stuff. But I can do that on behalf of everyone.
Yeah, good idea.
How do I put a? Where's our tokens? Are they on the map?
Not at the moment.
Okay. I'm totally
No, but I can get you on there. Hold on a second. So Jordan, you're here. Aragnus is grabbing a nightcap.
I'll
Kraz is out shopping.
totally gonna park and take this room. Where's which room does Havers take?
I'm going to say that Harvard and company are going to take this room, this room, this room, and then Jack and
Goldjack.
Goldrak, thank you, Brian, are going to take this room. And so these beds are double. There's probably like bunks and things like that. More than one bed in some of these rooms. And again, there's more up top that you can see, or other rooms up top. So probably the majority of you will have to be bunking on the second floor. But I'll say that there is one bed for two of you where Jordan selected. And B-Rock, check your messages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just kind of. But the way to the second floor is through this first floor. Is that accurate? I think it's through this hallway.
Nope, the stairs are outside.
Oh. Well, then I would want to be on the same floor that Havers is on, so that I can have
Yeah.
a proper lookout duty.
Yep, so you and one other person take that room. The rest of them are taken by other people.
Okay, so the only way in and out of this habitation space is through that front hallway door or the windows, maybe.
Correct.
Okay, good. That's what I want.
Or the fireplace.
I take away all the flu powder.
Damn it.
Okay. All right, so Matt, you're able to round up some duds. I'm going to say all told to give everyone, we'll say it costs 20 gold to get outfitted for everyone.
Alright, let me find.
You can
Oh, you didn't
get that back. Oh, guys, one thing I wanted to show you. There is a player tools section here, and you have this guy right here.
Oh, I was
which
just going to
is
ask that.
the party treasure. And so you guys can edit this. Right now it says we ain't found shit, but that's not true because you have bag holding.
And Pearl
And-
Power.
and Pearl of Power. But actually, the Pearl of Power is in Brian's inventory, so I don't know if you want to
That's
list
right.
it in both
Yeah.
places or not.
Probably not.
Probably a good idea, and I'll just say Xanon in parentheses. Everyone can edit this, so now you right there, Bag of Holding, and so you can put any types of treasure, things like that. Anything that I give you or that you find, you can just add it here, especially if it's a party item. Like if I tell you you find 4 unidentified potions, you just put 4 unidentified potions.
Yep.
Sweet.
All right,
Yeah,
perfect.
it's cool. Cool little trick.
Yeah.
There's also for the casters among us. There's this thing if you want to do like, say Ryan has a 15-foot cone, right? You can hold down the Alt key and hold it, and he can then see who he can hit with this cone. It's just kind of a cool thing. Or if you have a spell that does like a radius, right? You can see that you could hit all the creatures in here. You can put that on the map and just delete it when you're done. If you have a concentration spell, you can put this on
Oh, where'd that come
your actual character to show that you are currently concentrating.
from? Where do you access that?
Oh,
That's not in player
Um,
tools.
Yeah, hold on one second. All players. There you go.
Nice.
What's a player tools?
Over in the journal.
And then, yeah, the spell template I believe is already. Yep, everyone can do.
Was part of the journal. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, if you look, there's folders for the journals, and so you should be able to see those
where
things.
where would we find the party treasure tab?
At the, it's in the
It's in player tools.
player tools
Player
section
tools.
of the journal.
Yep.
And player
So-
tools
Concentrate,
is
contemplation. Okay, cool.
Yeah, on the
If
journal.
you're
it's NPC
concentrating on something,
players.
just put this on top of your token. Just like that.
Yeah.
I'm not the concentrating kind of guy.
Did you find it?
No.
There.
But for those of us casters,
Just comes naturally to me.
So the concentrations kind of show that you're currently holding a concentration spell because it's easy to forget, and there's quite a few abilities that require concentration. I know cleric has like 3.
and
I
you
love
can't have
it.
more than one concentration spell going at
Mhm.
a time. So if you cast the second one, the first one fizzles.
Yep.
It's easy to forget.
if you get hit too.
Yes, and that's
Yeah, you
another
have to make
thing
a save.
because
to get
if
hit.
if I see that you're concentrating and hit you, then you have to do, it prompts me to say, oh, hey, keeps all of us on track.
Moving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Only thing I ask is don't be distracting with
Yeah.
that stuff, but I don't.
Yeah.
You guys haven't done anything like that, anyways. Too concerned. Okay, so Matt, you were able to get the jungle gear, which you kindly added to the party, and y'all owe him some gold, maybe if he asks for it.
I'll pay
I
him.
would. I've already subtracted the 20 from my sheet, but if you want to give me the gold, that would be great.
Well, we'll just assume when we get paid for this mission, to just give you an extra 20 out of that. If that's fine with you.
Oh,
Sure.
that's fine too. Yeah.
It's not fine.
It's not funny.
It's not fine.
You asshole.
I want my
now.
motherfucking gold.
Was it 20 each?
No, it's not 20 each. It's 20 divided by 6, so
Yeah, I can still want to do that 20. If it was 20 divided by 5, easy, but 6, no. Let's give you that 20.
then fine. I'm gonna say it was let's say that it was 18 gold, Matt.
All right.
Right.
4?
So you
So
each
3
owe
gold
him.
each.
Yep.
Alright.
How much is it? 3 each?
3 gold each.
Matt, you can have 3 from me. Do I have to like send it or just edit it off my
No. Just edit off of your sheet and he'll add it to him.
sheet? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, simple math at the end of the day. Jesus Christ.
Praise is not a bank.
3 gold it is.
3 gold. And we have group gold, don't we?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We all wrote it on
You
our
had the
own
mark.
sheets.
Well, he's
You have
not
the marks
looking.
of requisition,
I
but that's
switched my gold for Featherfall tokens.
So what did we end up with originally? 250 from you?
It should be on your
Yeah.
character sheet on D&D Beyond. I can grab it.
Oh shoot! I
You
don't
didn't transfer mine.
brought over the gold that you had.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I remember.
You had
I had
60.
250. That helps.
Yeah. Aragnas had 60.
I
had-
know that
I had
Matt
spent
or
mine down.
Ryan actually spent most of his 250. He bought some scrolls.
Yeah, I bought some armor, so
Yeah, that's right.
Jordan had
I took
250.
I took off 150.
Regic had 37. And Brian G.
I got
had-
34 now. I just gave you 3 gold.
Sweet. Brian G has 250 if you want to make sure he has that. Nate.
All right, let me see if he does. He did not, so thank you. Okay. All right. So jungle gear is purchased. Now don't forget a couple house rules. You can always spend your inspiration point along with deducting, whatever the cost of the item is. If you think that your character would have a mundane item. So if you guys do run across something you don't have but think you might, there's always that option.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Kraz is back. Creel is probably hanging out here with you guys.
So, who's the Warforged again?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Does Jordan? Does he need sleep?
No.
Nope.
Right?
Or
No
he
sleep
can
and no
still
food,
walk
right?
all night?
Sure
I think
can.
he still needs rest, but just not sleep specifically.
Yep, I can
Is that
take a
right?
long rest with my eyes open.
Yeah.
The rest of us can probably just sleep while he keeps watch.
True.
Of course, I got a shitty wisdom score, so pick a poison.
Figures.
And we'll make Creel, since he's not here, go on watch too.
You know me, I like to make it hard for myself.
You wouldn't be at Pitts if you didn't.
So we're leaving first thing in the morning.
I think that's
Yep.
what he said, yeah.
If nothing's going on, I'm just going to retire and try to get some rest.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep the door open in my room and observe the hallway all night.
All right, so
Yeah.
who is sleeping?
Regic is sleeping.
Who is sleeping in the room down below? So there's one additional person. Ryan, you can sleep down here, but everyone else will be upstairs.
I'll tell Jordan if anything is fishy happens, wake me up immediately.
Okay.
And I will sleep upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs is fine.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So you guys are upstairs. Jordan, you are watching and kind of keeping an eye on things. Okay, and everyone else, are you actually going to go for your full sleep?
I want to have my full rest, but I would like to wander around the tables late into the evening, talking with locals, seeing if there's any indication that they are. I'm looking for information about airships that aren't powered, because I'm assuming. Well, I guess I didn't ask if Xanon and Regic told us what they learned. I'm assuming they did.
Regic? Would you have shared the information, Xanon and Regic? I would assume yes, but
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I said earlier that I wanted to make sure I let everybody know.
okay, that is.
Okay.
You did say that.
All right. Yeah. So I will just speak with locals, and I'm investigating any insight into airships that aren't powered by House Larandir.
Okay.
Subtly, hopefully. My investigation is shit, but I'm gonna roll it anyway.
So you kind of strike up some conversation, talk to some folks, but everyone kind of just gives you a crazy look if you start talking about airships, especially how did you describe, or how are you describing the airships exactly?
Inflatable bladder powered airships.
Okay. Yeah, everyone's just kind of giving you a look when you talk about that, and they don't seem. But you know you're friendly enough. You may have even. Are you plying them with alcohol to kind of?
Yeah. I will spend up to like a gold over the night. That's a lot of alcohol.
Yeah. So I mean, you're buying drinks. You're reasonable fella. So they give you weird looks, but mostly it's just never heard of it. Some people laugh, not sure if you're joking. At this point, the airships themselves are pretty well known, and especially in this town, you see them all the time. And so no one would have seen like a balloon style, like a hot air balloon style, like a dirigible or anything like that.
All right. Late into the evening, but short enough such that I can get my full rest. I will wander upstairs
Okay.
to sleep.
So slowly, everyone room. And the night passes. Into like the early mornings. Jordan, give me a perception check.
Passive or otherwise?
No, I know you're passive, but I'm assuming
I'm
you're
not really
actively
passive, yeah,
you're looking, right?
Yeah, in the way
You're
that
on the
you can
lookout.
look through a door without moving. I posted the racial trait skill.
Yes. Yep. That's performance. And I can see why the ladies like you. No, just kidding.
Woohoo!
So 13.
So you,
Terrible perception roll.
perceptive and before me.
All right.
So you can't get below your passive, right?
Yeah.
Unless you crit fail.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah. Or at least that's how. Yeah, that's something I learned recently.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know if it's a house rule, but that's what the.
News to me.
I would say it depends on what's going on, right? If you're actively looking for something, I can see you getting lower than your passive perception because you could be so focused on one particular thing that something else goes right by you. So I think it depends on what it is. But
Okay.
all right, so
I'm on mute. I'm on speaker. How are you? You going to bed? All right. Can you give me a hug?
all right.
All right. Good night, kiddo. Oh, is that the one? Did the dog get that one?
All right, Andrew, give me one. Give me one more. And you guys picked a hell of a lookout.
Yeah.
Can we change?
Mission's over. We lost.
Everyone but Jordan is dead.
All right, I'm gonna say. You hear a. I'm gonna say this would actually be pretty easy. You hear. Hey, what the heck is that? Someone putting turds in the toilet? Matt.
And you're in.
Oh man.
There.
You hear some glass shatter. You're not entirely sure.
Early in
Where?
the morning now, you said?
Yeah, it's pretty early in the morning.
Can I get a ping on the direction I think it
It's
came
really faint. Your door is cracked, right?
from? Oh,
Pretty
no,
sure
wide
it
open.
didn't come from the bar. Oh, it's wide open?
Yeah.
It did not come from the bar. It definitely came from somewhere over here.
All right, then I would immediately, give Regic a good old thump
What is it?
Can we hear from
quietly.
upstairs?
Put my hand over his mouth, and point to my ear.
All right, I'll listen.
I'm going to say no, it's not really from upstairs.
Okay, I wouldn't think so. It was kind of quiet.
All right.
Yeah,
now
it was pretty quiet.
Can I sneak out and look and see if I can observe
Mhm.
any of these?
Why
people?
don't you roll your stealth?
Do you have that somewhere?
I'll be right behind him, so wherever he goes, I'm going.
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun.
You're all my stuff too.
Roll yours too. Holy cow. All right, slowly move your character.
Right. So I check the window to
Okay,
the left.
so you look at the window to the left.
Yeah.
Which would actually be, I mean, depending on which way you're facing. If you're facing
This window.
this way. Okay. So yeah, you want to check. So this window looks fine. Nothing going on there.
This one.
One square at a time, please.
I mean, these rooms have closed doors, right?
Correct.
So I mean, I can give
As
a
you
listen
get
at the doors, but
closer, as you get closer right there, you hear a bit of scrabbling coming from the window right here.
Great. It's time to ready the blades. Blade.
Pull out my dagger as well.
Okay, and you hear what sounds like glass being like pried loose.
Okay.
Carefully.
I'm gonna wait. I want to like hear someone go through the window and then ambush them. Don't care who it is. Just gonna stab them.
Am I assuming it's like really dark right now?
It's not pitch black.
So it's like 5 in the morning.
There's like torches, low burning in the. So I mean, it's fully lit. It's but the torches are like have this like shield you can kind of pull down. They're like ever burning torches, right? So there's no. It's like, or what is the permanency spell, right? So you can shutter them to shut them off, but they're always burning. But they don't consume like fuel or anything. And so they're mostly shuttered. There's this like translucent shield that you slide down that dims them considerably. But it's plenty enough to see.
Well, if there's some next to me and Jordan, I'm gonna dim them if I can, if I have time.
Well, they're already dimmed.
Well, I'll dim them so they and more so it's like dark.
You can. Only thing you'll be able to do is slide down the shield that makes them go completely out.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me. Okay.
Can I hear the glass, like, if I hear any, like, change in the behavior, I would like to know about it, so I can react.
Okay. You don't hear anything. Roll initiative.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a button for that. Holy crap.
Now, the party ability that allows us to swap initiative rolls, that's just for people who are awake and active in the current situation, I'm assuming, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, we forgot about that in that last combat. That's one of the custom rules, if everyone remembers. That after rolling initiative, we can switch orders.
Trade initiatives, yeah.
Yeah.
where's the initiative button?
On your character
On
sheet
your
or not?
character sheet, it is going to be, what Brian said, under the armor.
Oh,
Next to the armor.
Yeah, right next to armor class and by speed, above your hit points.
got it.
You have to make sure your token's selected, though. Well, you rolled a 6, I guess. But, yeah, select your token and then hit initiative.
Do it again. My character sheet.
Are you guys downstairs or are you guys upstairs?
Click your
We're all
token,
upstairs.
Derek.
Yeah.
Click your token and then click initiative. And it will put you in the turn order. And then you can update your number to 6.
How did you get a 6.14? That's a weird number.
Because I have it set to tiebreaker initiative, so that if me and Matt both rolled a 6 point something.
Yeah, it's a great idea to put your dexterity as a tiebreaker. Just saves a ton of time.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get
Oh, Derek, did you
So
click your
on
token?
your character sheet,
I'm not following.
Okay, hold on one sec, everybody. Derek, go to the map and click your token,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then
I did
go to your character sheet and click initiative,
Oh, all right.
and that adds you to the turn order.
Yep.
You just need the token highlighted before
Yes.
you roll.
Yeah.
And now you can go over to the turn order and update that 19 to a 6 to match what your first roll was.
Okay, and there. Do.
I like 19 a lot better though.
Yeah.
Huh, I don't see the thing in the character sheet for initiative.
You already rolled it. You got a 22.
Oh,
No,
for
turn on the
If-
tiebreaker,
decimal. Yeah.
On the
go
character
to the
sheet,
little gear next to spells,
Yep.
and then in the middle column, under where it says advantage, normal, disadvantage, go down in that column. Below all the stat modifiers, there's a box that says add dex tiebreaker to initiative. Just check it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh. That's not intuitive. Cool.
Yeah.
should Creel be in the initiative order? Was that an accident?
Well, you guys were all rolling. I figured I'd roll him too. Okay. Okay. Okay, Jordan. You are up.
So like basically like do I know someone's outside the window?
You're hearing movement and some tinkering with glass, and then you hear the window starting to lift up. Are you going to hold for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until I hear like a foot come in. I'm gonna try and catch him like right in the middle so he's kind of immobile.
All right.
If you know what I mean.
You hear the window stop. Okay, so the window is sliding super slowly,
Yep.
and then you hear it stop,
Yep.
and you hear a creak, and
Now
that's it. Now you're going to move?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll take my. Is that a diagonal
Okay.
5 foot step?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
And so you see this shadow hooded figure kind of backing in through the window. Like, you know, they're climbing in backwards.
Yep. Can I? Let me just like make a grab and try and just throw him to the ground.
So for everyone, especially you, Andrew, who hasn't played 5th edition much, if at all.
Yep.
When you're dealing with melee, you can always choose, there's no penalties or anything, to deal non-lethal damage.
Oh, so I don't have to do like a grapple. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
I would
you're
do-
looking to subdue, for example, you do not have to stab. You can choose to deliver non-lethal damage without any kind of a penalty.
Great. Let's do that.
Okay,
Do I get sneak attack bonus on this?
you sure do.
Sweet. All right, now I gotta remember how to do that. Short sword button. Aw. Well, there you go.
Oh, nice. It automatically rolled your sneak damage.
Yeah, I put the crits and things in there.
Beautiful. Okay. So as you come up, 17 hits, and you kind of walk up, and then you kind of like flip. What do you have? A short sword?
Correct. Yeah. So like maybe like a downward overhand with the pommel, something kind of like to pull him through the window.
Exactly.
And drop him down.
So as he's coming in, you raise your weapon, but then strike down right in the center of his back, or their back. You're not really sure of.
Yeah, I mean, if his head's through and I can get him on the neck or something where I kind of pull him through the window.
Yeah, like
and bring
high
him
middle
all
of the back. You kind of slam
for
down
leverage.
your weapon, and boom.
Is
You
he-
deliver a pretty massive blow, and like right off the bat, he just the hooded figure just kind of staggers and kind of like fall. You can tell you just knocked out all of the air in his body. Now, do you have any bonus actions you can take, or in your?
Not that I know of.
I think later you will get some bonus actions. Are you a 2-weapon fighter?
I am not.
Okay. Just so you know, there are no penalties to 2-weapon fighting, and you can use your offhand as a bonus action. You don't have
Cool.
to take feats in
I
5th
have
edition.
daggers, so
Yep. So you
Yeah,
could dual
into
wield.
that. All right, I'll have to look up the rules for it. I'm not going to worry about it tonight.
That's fine. So, whack. Regic.
Is it possible for me to squeeze between the two of them?
Nah, it's it's definitely not to do anything other than enter the room that's right here. So it's a pretty crowded hallway. So unfortunately, no. Unless you have like a reach weapon or a ranged weapon, because you could then, attack or shoot around.
Jordan. I am going to tell Jordan, keep him alive. And then I'm going to move over here and bang on these doors and wake people up and tell them we're under attack.
Okay. So you would be able to hammer on those doors. Don't you have the ability to send messages?
I have to be able to see them to send telepathic messages. Brian, on the other hand,
It is line of sight?
for mine, yes, not for
Yeah, Brian is not. Okay. Are you going to do any shouting?
Yeah. I mean, we're under attack. We're under attack.
All right, then I'm going to say that for those of you upstairs, you're going to hear the shouting.
Okay.
All right, because you're all professionals. You're not. Think of more like in terms of military. Military guys are notorious for being able to sleep anywhere, but yet the slightest noise and they're up and ready.
Yeah.
And you guys have been conditioned through your training, so I'm going to say that all of you hear the shouting, you recognize it, and you know something is up. All right. So Ryan, is that your turn?
Let's wake
Okay.
everybody up.
Creel is gonna come out of his room and start making his way towards the steps, but probably also be looking around for the rest of you to see if anyone knows what's up. That'll be his turn. Now, this guy is going to try and get the heck out. So once he's staggering down, his chest pressed against the windowsill, suddenly starts to scramble out, which will give you an attack of opportunity if you choose to take it, Jordan.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to let him get away.
Yep. I'll roll your short sword.
Do not kill him.
Well, he's dealing non-lethal damage.
Yes, I continue to non-lethally subdue him.
Okay.
Not what I wanted. Where'd my short sword go? There it is.
Okay, and that is a hit. And now you are not going to get. And that's actually Matt. Correct me if I'm wrong. Make
You're
you
wrong. No, I have no idea.
surprise round is one round. Or
Are there surprise rounds in 5th edition? Still?
there
Yeah, there
are.
are.
There are. Okay. So I have no idea. That's your answer. Brian probably knows.
Exploit a foe's distraction. Once per turn, deal extra 1d6 damage.
It is still the same round, so I'm gonna. The thing I'm questioning is whether you would to get your sneak attack, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that because of his being stuck half in and half out the window, yes. Okay, but I need to look that up. If sneak attack
It
lasts,
says subtly and exploit a
First.
foe's distraction. It doesn't automatically apply to attacks of opportunity.
No,
no, it definitely does not apply to attack.
It has to do. Yeah, it has
That would have to do with
advantage.
flanking.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yep. Thank you.
But I'm going to say you do have advantage, and therefore get
It
your
looks like
sneak attack damage.
It looks like it's the normal combat rules, but people who are surprised cannot move or take any action during that round. So
Right.
there's no
That's
bonus
pretty much
that
it,
it gives
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't
so
give you any
he's-
extra bonus.
Okay.
He just has to be there, and on his initiative next round, he will get to
Okay.
try to leave.
So then we're going to scratch this attack since he's just kind of there and too stunned to move. All right. So Kraz, you are up. If you exit your room, you're going to see Creel is out in the hallway, kind of looking for everyone else, and trying to take stock of what's happening. What are you going to do?
Jeremy says you get a free action if you're surprised. Or something.
Oh, a free action. That's all you get if you're surprised.
I think that's what he's saying. But we'll just wing it and learn later.
Exactly. All right. So, Kraz, what are you doing?
I
Remember the
am-
stairs. The stairs are about here, so you'd come down and around.
I wasn't zoomed in too far. Where are they? Okay, yeah. So I would rush down and come around toward the door in case. My assumption would be that someone might try to be leaving through the door if they're running. So I would come
Okay.
this way.
You coming on this
So-
side
Nope,
or
toward the door.
this side?
Over the other way. Yep. That.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I probably can't get that far.
I'm going to say you
Rounds.
burn about 20 feet upstairs, so you can probably make it to about right.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can make it to about here.
No, you burn 20 feet, so say you.
With a double move, I get that. means
Oh,
I
double
get
move? Oh, yeah. Then you can make it here.
to 40 feet.
To right here.
Okay. That's what I
There
will
you
do.
Okay.
Obviously.
Xanon!
Well, I'm looking around.
Oh, sorry.
For anything suspicious as I'm running by. Watches.
You're not seeing anything, and you don't really hear anything
Okay.
either.
All right.
All right. So we're aware there's a commotion going on downstairs.
Yeah, you heard Regic banging on doors, shouting. Could kind of briefly, you made out, especially since you're the friggin' market detection. I'm gonna say that you heard out the word attack. Made out the word attack. Do you know something's happening?
But there's nothing going on upstairs.
Nothing going on upstairs that you can see.
That I can see. I guess I make for the stairs. Start heading down.
Okay.
Where are we?
So
Up here?
if you're gonna go a double move, you could, when you come down the stairs, you in this direction, right?
Okay.
And you're gonna follow him.
Sure.
Okay. All right, Ragnus.
Upstairs as well. I'm not sure I put my character in the right spot.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, but you are upstairs. So same thing applies if you're dash as you see, because you see like the tail end of Gannon downstairs, and Creel is just kind of pointing towards the stairs, but he's just kind of like standing there. So you could do the same thing. You could run down the stairs, burn about 20. I'm gonna say you were in a different room. That you're gonna burn about your first move, so 30 feet to get down the stairs. But then from there you can go 30 feet from we have you.
Okay.
So you can choose to go here or this way. Up to you.
Yeah, let's go over.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Jordan, you're up. Back to you.
I smash him again.
Smash him again. You want to just use the roll you already did?
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll use it. So this guy, like as he's kind of just hanging there, heaving, trying to get his breath, you manage to just, you can even see more of like his neck, and you just slam the shot right down.
If I'm
right
good enough,
down.
and I can just like bear him to the ground, and then I'll just jump on him and smother him.
Yep. So you
Wrap
are
him up,
able
tie him up,
to
make it so he can't get out of the way.
Yeah, you knock him out cold. So he is collapsed. So he is now prone. And he is now out for the count. Just looking at all these fun little token markers. Give him that one too. So he is incapacitated and prone as he
Great.
kind of
Just gonna like
Brandon
grab him by the boot
sharing
and
this
drag him
space.
over to the fireplace.
You hear
Oh,
scuffling and out of the corner of your eye you see someone else bolting.
We still in combat, going by initiative.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Am I prone too, or
No, you're not prone.
okay? Then I'll
So
just
at this
dive
point
through the.
you could move because you've taken your action.
Yep.
Right? You've hit him.
Yep.
At this point you can move or take like any kind of a bonus action.
We'll do a total like reckless move. We'll go right through the window and maintain eye
Right through the-
contact on whoever's out there.
Okay. You're going straight through the window?
Heck yeah!
All right. So you know, after you delivered the blow to this guy, he just kind of crumples to the ground. And how are you going to go through the window? Explain it to me. Describe it.
I
gonna
just
Superman
dive
out?
like face first and like roll for it.
Superman.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
like it. Roll.
Scrapes, scratches. Oh well.
I'm gonna have you roll
To see if you can roll.
an acro.
I got athletics
Let's
and I
do
got
an acrobatics. I'm gonna say it's more of a dex. Or strength.
Might be a little clumsy there. Maybe we break a window.
No, well, windows up. You managed to get, but your roll isn't quite as awesome as you wanted it to be, and so you are now prone out. But you're outside the window. But you are prone.
Now, how does it work if we want to re-roll rolls with inspiration? We have to do it before we hear the outcome, like before you explain.
Yeah, to get advantage, it has to be before you roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how
to
it
get
works? So I have to
advantage.
make a roll with advantage? Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
But I can say that as you get out, right?
Yep.
You're on the ground, but you can see, not Creel, but you can actually see, another hooded figure running away.
Got a direction?
Yep, give me 1 second.
Yeah, given the choice,
Sorry,
I'll keep chasing.
Well, you're
Yeah.
prone.
You're prone.
Well, yeah.
So you will be, you won't, but
Next turn.
my point is, that no one is like waiting there to cut your head off, right?
Right. Yeah. No, I'm not at
There's
risk.
no one. Yeah. All right. Good Lord. Okay. All right. So they're bolting at an all-out run, heading this way. Okay. All right. Yes, the house rules. You're right. Re-rolling a saving throw, you can use after you've seen the attack. But yeah,
That's
saving
the,
throws on.
yeah, that's the only exception. As far as
Okay, Regic, you got an unconscious dude, and you just saw George Superman out the window, and you hear him grunt on the outside.
Has anybody come outside the rooms yet?
I'm going to say yes. That you have Jack and Goldrak in the hall, as well as Nikoro. But they're all kind of like jammed up into the hall,
I'm going
trying
to
to figure
say,
out what's going on.
I'll secure the prisoner. Jordan just jumped out the window chasing somebody. If you guys,
There's
want
another
to
one.
run out the window, run out and go get him. To his throat in case he wakes up.
Okay. Nikoro says, I will stay behind to guard Harvest.
Good idea.
And Jack says, I as well. And he motions to Goldrak, who starts making his way towards you in the window. But that's as far as he is able.
I'm gonna ask him real quick.
Well-
Do you have any rope I can tie this guy up? I have rope, but it's in my room.
Jack will go back and grab something. Okay.
And that'll be my action.
All right. Krill finally makes his way down, sees Aragnis running this way, sees these guys running that way, chooses to follow Aragnis. That's his move. That guy's done. Kraz.
Kraz. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Beautiful. Kraz, you see several raiders fleeing the scene. At least 3.
At least 3.
Obviously, this one is the closest, but you see 2 more headed toward, like, the southern section of town.
Okay. I had to do a dash action, so that's all I can do.
Okay. Xanon, you are up.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. I'm going to continue to follow Kraz. How many feet did he move? 60?
I move for... Oh, yeah, 60.
Alright, I'll move the full 60, and I can't do anything else, unfortunately. So that's that, I guess.
So that's Aragnis' turn.
Okay.
Okay.
On to Aragnis. All right, what are you going to do?
I'll move 30 feet. Do I see anything in particular from here?
Okay. From where you are, no, but you could do a double move. So if you want to do a double move, then you can still do.
To here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep, right
so,
there.
Yeah, but if I don't see anything, I'll do the double move.
All right, so yeah, go ahead and move yourself closer. As you're bolting around the corner, all out speed, you nearly like stumble right into Jordan, who is starting to pick himself up from off the ground. Over the top of him, you see this guy and a few more in the distance running away. And they're just figures dressed in black with cloaks and things like that. Very, very similar to the individuals you encountered on the ship.
Okay. And that's it for me.
Okay. Guldrak is a little more careful and less dashing than Jordan, and carefully climbs his way out of the window. And he is carrying a couple of like hand axes, and that's it. He kind of looks down and carefully steps over Jordan and sees you, and then turns facing the fleeing cloaked figures. All right. Now, I'm going to say this. There's no reason for those outside to really stick to this map. So we're going to go ahead and move us over here. And it's kind of, as you can see, it's kind of a foggy night.
Very fun.
Completely pitch black. The
Totally
fog-
black.
Hold on.
The thickest fog I've ever seen.
It's like a city
Why
encased in
didn't I wear
jello,
black?
only it's stone instead.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, are going to be coming out here. Let me first get you the ability to. So is it completely black? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hold on. I know why you can't see.
Doesn't have anything to do with
I
the
haven't
hour of the
put
day, does it?
I haven't put you on the map yet.
Oh,
That'll do it.
oh yeah.
All right.
Foggy. Are squares 10 feet?
And Xanon, you're over here too. I'm going to put you in the house because you can kind of see that.
Are squares 10 feet squares or 5 feet?
5 feet.
Okay.
Okay, and then Jordan, you're going to be over here. Along with Uldrak and Aragnis. And then I'm going to go ahead and Ryan, I'm going to bring you on just so you can kind of see what's happening since you're still inside.
I like this fog
And-
effect.
It's pretty
We're
cool.
Ravenloft, fellas.
Yeah.
It's so spooky.
All right. Is everyone on? They see? Did I miss
So we
anyone?
just come like out from down screen around that building. Is that kind of the idea there?
Yep.
Okay.
So the L-shaped right here is kind of the window that you just came out of.
Okay.
And so Matt and Kraz and Xanon are running this way.
All right. So we got
Creel
a difference of
and
90 degrees orientation. Okay.
exactly. And so this is, way up here is where, the south of the bay, and that's where they're currently headed. This guy is in the middle of scrambling up the roof, and this guy is sprinting towards this footbridge. And this cloaked person is right here. Kraz, that's the closest to you. Jordan, you're currently prone. So is it
So, like, which guy? Can you ping the guy that's going up a roof?
this guy?
That guy. Okay. Like he's leaving the street and going to
Yep,
the
he's
rooftop?
climbing up.
Just the bare face of the building, or does he have gear? Or can I tell?
Oh, is it a move action?
Half your move to stand.
Okay, half your move. Thank you, Matt. Okay, so you are currently prone, half your move. So you could do an all-out move, but if you want to move and then attack or do anything like that, then you will need to decide now.
Does it look
Are you
like
gonna-
they have ranged weapons on hand? Can I
Yeah, oh
tell?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like, yeah. Actually, you're not sure.
Good enough. Then I take the full move.
Okay, 15 stand up,
And then what?
and then
We
from
got
here,
1, 2, that-ish. Is that 15? Can I get all the way there? I just want to stay 5 feet out of range from him.
oh yeah, you could get all the way to here
Oh, I could. Okay.
if you're doing a double move, an all-out move.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So he's either got to match me and flee or stick it out.
Mhm.
Forget, how do you use the ruler again? You have to click the ruler thingy?
Yeah.
And when you do the ruler, you can hit Q, I think, and then it can make a bend in the ruler. Like, yeah.
Alt Q?
Hold Q, and then it will like make a mark.
Okay. Alright, well, good enough. We're there.
Ah, yes. Initiative order.
Oh, do we need new initiatives?
No, you're going to keep your, but they're getting added to the initiative order.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's your move. Regik, is there anything you're going to be doing in particular other than just kind of babysitting the unconscious one and keeping an eye on everyone else?
I don't feel like the need for me to be out there. I'm just going to keep an eye on this guy.
Good deal. All right. So this guy is able to scramble up on the house and makes it to this ladder over here, and that's his move. Okay, and this guy is hauling. All right. Creel is coming in hot of Aragnis, but still not quite there. So he's behind. And then this guy, he is going to do a disengage, which will not provoke an attack of opportunity. Sorry, Andrew.
Oh, I get that. It's okay. I had a feeling you'd do that.
That means he only gets to move 30.
And that guy is hauling ass that way.
How do you do the
He can only
offs on
move
it?
30, though, I think. Because disengage is an action.
Oh, good to know. So then... There he is. There he is. Pretty sure that's a female. So there she is. Kraz of the Black Pit, you are up, sir.
All right. I bolt around 5. Hold Q. 15.
How do you make the pin stops on the map like you did for that guy?
Hold down
holding the-
Shift and then hit Q for each step you want to take.
No,
So
you
you
don't
can
have to do
hold
that.
your,
No,
just
that's-
pick up your.
it's easier than that.
Yeah.
Just pick up your token and hit Q on the space that you want to make a direction change. I'm gonna go here. Can I see? Can I see through? That's not. Is that a building or an overhang?
This is a building.
Okay,
So right here is a building. You do not have.
no line of sight. Okay.
You have
I-
line of sight on this guy and this guy.
All right, I'm gonna target the guy up top. I'm gonna, as I'm running, I'm gonna just thrust a hand up and send a sparkle of purplish energy, casting Eldritch Blast, which is here. Shittily.
All right. All right. So you, as you kind of run the bridge, you turn to your left. You see the dude on the roof, and you just kind of extend your hand, and this purple lance of energy shoots at him, clipping him on the shoulder as he goes.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh, it's forced. Does he lose his balance?
He manages to keep his balance, but it does kind of rock him as the lance of energy sweeps by. All right, Kraz, is that it for you?
That's it. That's all I've got. Yep.
Okay, Xanon, you are up.
I gotta move to yeah, and I'm gonna cast this on him.
Tasha's
Done.
in his left, range 30 feet. So you moved up. Who are you casting that on?
This guy.
This guy. Okay.
He has to make
So-
a Wisdom DC 14 save.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Tiny tarts and a feather.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got him out of your pocket, Kraz.
Okay.
My tarts.
All right. So, Xanon, you move up and you start casting your spell kind of as you're and unleash you just kind of these soft words coming from your mouth as you walk forward, and then just extend your hand forward, and this just wave of this invisible energy almost hits the person, and you can see them kind of stagger just a little bit, and then they just turn and do this slow fall and just start laughing hilariously. They look over at an awning above them and just start rolling with laughter where almost tears are coming out, just obnoxiously loud.
Excellent. And that is my turn.
Wow, at the end of each of its turns and each time it damage. Oh man.
You can make a save, yeah.
Oh jeez. Okay, Ryan, that is a so go ahead and move the concentration mark. Oh, you.
Oh, damn it. It's showing up underneath me instead of above me.
Oh, it's above
Oh, for me it's
it's
on
above
top
you.
of you, so it's
It
good.
is.
That's right.
Alright.
Yep. Okay. And then Aragnes, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna do a double move
Okay.
and go around the back here.
Ooh, you're going that way. All right. So with the double move,
Yeah, just vet it here.
yeah, I think you get one more square.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So you're headed that way. All right, and no bonus actions or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Guldrak, he sees you running that way. He saw that. He steps over here. With his line of sight. No, he did not bring his big ass crossbow with him, so he is actually just gonna run right up. Let's see, where can he? He's just gonna take a double move as well. All right, so he's heading up here, around where the other guy is running, kind of like sitting, waiting for this guy, kind of turning, watching this guy on the roof here. And we are back to Jordan.
All right, so we got the one laughing. We got the one on the roof that's sort of engaged. I'm going to take the biggest Maximist move I can and try to make up lost distance for the guy that was sprinting. Let's see.
The guy way ahead. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of out of my line of sight, so I got to know if I'd see him or if I lose him.
So you would you saw him originally.
Right.
So you could, if you're doing an all-out run, you could cross the bridge here. Make it about here. Yep, right about there.
I mean, technically, you're running at the same time as him, so
Right, exactly.
he's just a little bit ahead because the round is all 6 seconds. So,
Yeah,
Yep.
it's all.
yeah.
Yep, yeah, let's go for that.
Okay.
Which square did you say that was?
Right here.
I'm still
right here
struggling with
with
the ruler thing.
Yeah.
the
You guys have
wood.
it down, and I definitely don't. Oh, crap.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Yep, I got you back, buddy. Okay, Regic, inside. Nikoril is kind of guarding the door, but Harvarus finally pokes his head out and he says, What the devil is going on here? Are we under attack?
It appears so. We have one of the creeps right here.
Is this the same bastard that attacked us on the ship?
I haven't figured it out yet. When this guy wakes up, though, don't you worry. We'll get answers from him.
Excellent. Inform me if the others return.
Will do.
All right. I'm assuming you're holding tight, right?
Yep, got a knife to his neck, even though he's tied up.
Okay. So this dude is up here on the roof. He is going to take a shot at Kraz, who fired a. 1 second.
Little goblin.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
He pulls out a crossbow and Kraz. He pulls out a light crossbow, aims, and he manages to hit sinking bolt into your right shoulder, kind of turning you back, and then he moves his way across very carefully. I'm going to say he's moving at half half movement. And makes his way over here.
What damage do I take?
You took 4, sorry.
I'm okay with 0.
4 points. Okay. And then the next guy is the one way up ahead. He sees you catching up. He also turns with a light crossbow and fires at Jordan. That also finds purchase as the bolt sails in, kind of hitting you right in the upper thigh area. As the bolt sinks in, and you take 7 points of damage.
Can I? This is feeling fussy.
And then he continues to run away. So remember, if you click on your token, you can click in that and then just type in minus whatever the hit point. So in this case, it's -7. Hit enter, and boom, it auto deducts your hit points. All right.
Cool.
All right. Makes his way up. He actually followed Aragnis, so I'm gonna have him. You did, which will be to run here, here, and here. I feel like you should be further, Ragnus. So I'm going to put him behind you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And he also did a double move. So now it is okay. Okay, so again, the raider here is just this. It's like just this. It's almost hideous. The laughter, right? Aptly named. But it's just this mad quality to it as he's just laughing. But on his face, on her face, she's just straining. Her eyes are bulging, and it's kind of horrifying to look at. And she continues to laugh. Cool. And still continues to laugh. Graz, you're up.
I will skirt around the edge of that woman to here, and I'm gonna pounce on her with my fangs and my teeth and savage at her face.
Okay.
Her
And
shoulder.
okay. So each time it takes damage, she gets saving. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ooh,
hello.
man.
8 damage.
And I'm assuming you're not pulling your punches there.
If it's the killing blow, it'll be subdual.
Okay.
I have
Truly.
no idea that there's a trap or a
Savage.
captured one.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So you just again, your fangs and claws extend, and you brutally rake and tear at her flesh with your fangs, and you really you hit some vital spaces. And finally, after taking that damage, the laughter cuts off, and she just lets out this horrible, like, wailing scream, almost like half sob, half just, like deep groan of pain. But the laughter has ceased. All right.
And that's it. That's all for me.
That's it for you. Xanon,
Well,
your mark is no longer laughing hideously.
then it's time to ring some bells.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I need to like get a metallic freaking clip for whom the bell tolls for B-Rock. Just the intro guitar riff, man. That's all you need. Alright.
So yeah, we're gonna use that on the guy that Matt just hit, the one that I had laughing.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Isn't
so
DC 14.
DC 14, is it also Wisdom?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So, again, you kind of just keep up, waving your arm and pushing forward, and you just hear this gong, and it almost even blows away parts of the fog. The fog just parts, and go ahead and roll your 1d12. Oh no, wait. Yeah, 1d12
D12.
necrotic. Gee.
Yep, 5 damage.
Yeah, just and blood just kind of gurgles up out of her mouth, and she falls still as this gong just rips through her. That is a brutal spell.
So awful.
At this
It's
level,
good.
yeah.
As long as they don't make the save. If they make the save, then it's useless.
Yeah, if they make the save, but I mean, you've got a pretty.
Yeah, I have a good wisdom score.
If she had had
good.
advantage, been just fine. But nope.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm assuming that wraps up your turn.
Yep.
Okay.
She's dead.
She is very much not moving. And I mean, you might be able to save her, but not without immediate action.
Mm,
She is bleeding out.
okay.
Ragnus, you are up.
Okay.
As you're listening to the sounds of the battle around the building, you heard the tolling bell, and you could almost feel the base force of it.
Mm. I would like to move 30 straight ahead across the bridge. Can you do your measurement thing?
Mm-hmm. Put you right over here.
I'd like to try to see if I to here maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I have. Can I see this other person?
This guy?
Yes.
I'm gonna say you can just make out like someone like starting to, as you move forward, you can just make out because this roof here has an overhang.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that yes, you can just barely.
Probably just
See
heard the
it.
crossbow too.
Like 3/4 or like half cover? Or-
Yeah, like a quarter. I'm gonna say a quarter. So he's got 3/4 cover.
Okay. Let's do a double move.
Okay. So from there, you could take another 30,
Yeah, let's do
which
that.
I mean, you would be pretty much right over here. Yep, you got it. All right.
That's it.
Makes your turn. Okay, Goldrak is going to actually come up here and climb up on the roof right next to this guy. And that's going to take his full move action. And so he's just going to kind of give this low growl to this guy. Jordan, you are
I
up.
sort of missed the description originally.
What's that?
Is he an orc?
Oh, no, he is a bugbear.
Bugbear. Got it.
Yep.
Okay, so
There's a little bit of a picture.
yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought he was just like an ugly hairy orc first.
Better
All right, so shift and Q.
than a goblin, right? Right?
No, you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to hold shift. You just pick up your token and hit Q on the space
Yeah.
you want to put like an intersection for your ruler.
You mean pick up my token?
Grab your
So,
token with
like,
your
you
mouse.
just drag your token. Like, you just left click on your token and drag it. Like you were going to move it. But then you just, like, you know, say you wanted to go then here, then here, then here, here.
It doesn't show the ruler on mine.
If you got to hit the letter Q. So as you're dragging, hit Q.
All right, where was I?
Right? So Q,
You're
Q,
right,
Q.
you're right here.
Q, Q.
There you
Oh,
go.
is that where you were?
Yeah, that
Okay.
looks about right.
Yep.
All right, so Q. Nope, nothing.
So you just pick up your token and drag it, and just where you
Yeah,
want
don't-
him to stop, or like every place you change direction, just hit the letter Q while you're holding your token.
Yeah. Once you pick up your token, don't let go of the mouse.
Until you get
But
to your
drag
final
it.
destination.
2 squares away, hit the letter Q, drag it 2 more, hit the letter Q. There you go. You got it.
All right, let's stab him.
Beautiful. Stab away.
Crap. Let's make it work.
Are you going to go for advantage?
Yeah, let's do it. It's 10 o'clock at
Alright.
night.
There you go.
It's the advantage
well.
hour.
It is the advantage hour.
So I'm going to use my inspiration and make this an advantage attack for
Okay.
the sneaking. Sorry, I had to refresh the thing and I lost my character sheet. Hang on. Okay, so we click the advantage toggle button, and then we click the short sword. That doesn't look right. Oh, there it is. Cool. And the green one is the advantage, I'm guessing?
Yep, green is advantage, and that's actually which is why it rolled the double damage for you.
Oh, so you get double.
So you have 3 damage for your sneak attack and 10 for your piercing for a total of 13 damage.
Wow.
Okay.
Holy cow. And you immediately so as you kind of dash around the corner, dodging over through like the corridor here and here, your eyes find him. You go up, and he at first tries to like deflect your attack, but you manage to get in under and just thrust up through his stomach, and he just kind of sits there, drops his weapons, and just kind of falls next to you, and you just let him to the ground.
Here we go.
I just chased him for 3 rounds and you killed him.
I know.
God damn it!
Hey, at least you're in good position to cut the remaining, right?
Yeah.
All right, everything's holding in there. The one lone dude is gonna carefully make his way over this board, and a few more. And actually, he was here. All right, he can make it this far, and while he's moving, he's reloading his crossbow, and then he is going to take another shot at you, Jordan.
Okay. Thugs most wanted.
Mm-hmm. That's this guy. And carefully, because this roof is a lot more pitched than the others, kind of like making his way, he takes aim and looses a bolt, but the bolt barely misses you and sinks and like clatters off of the cobblestones there as he goes on by. And this dude is no more. Creel, you know what? He's just gonna keep running. So he's gonna come on up over here to back up Aragnis. This dude also. Kraz, you're up.
Raz, I go over to these crates and I try to climb up to the roof. I'm assuming that's an athletics roll.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're able to move up at half your. So just half your movement as you're climbing. So going from there, you manage to climb up. You can probably take a few more steps over here if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's my move or my action.
He's probably within range of a range spell. I don't know if you have any more range spells though.
Well, I use my action to climb. Right?
Probably. I haven't been doing that, and I didn't do.
Oh, okay. Then I will happily shoot
Okay.
him with. I'll let out a crackle of Eldritch Blast.
When in doubt.
When in doubt.
Blast it.
Oh, that's man. I put it really low.
That hits.
Sweet.
So you loose another bolt, guy. Again, another bolt wings past, and now he's looking pretty hurt. Okay, Xanon, you're up.
All right. Let me see here. go to there. And then, is he in range? He is definitely in range for some ring ding dong. Wisdom save.
God damn. Yeah, within 60 feet.
Yep.
I don't call
Yeah,
him
thank
Xander
you.
the Bell Ringer for nothing.
Oh my god.
Zan bell ringer.
This guy is that guy. Oh man.
Let's face
Oh
it,
god.
that spell doesn't really stop kicking butt later on.
I really don't.
The damage table goes pretty good.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what's nice about the cantrips is they increase in damage as you level.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your 1d12. Oh god.
Max damage, baby.
Max damage. So again, the rhythmic muttering under your breath, and you just kind of again extend your hand with force. Fog parts, and then and just racks his body as he drops to the ground.
That spell has proven quite useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty kick-ass.
Quite good. And there it is. You guys don't see any signs, but you are starting to hear people shouting, things like that. And, you know,
I
it's,
run up
it's
to-
really early in the morning. It's not middle of the night.
I run up to the top of the peak, and I see the other dead body down below, and I
Yep.
say, "Fuck! They're all dead."
Well, no, we have one that's alive. That's all we really
Well,
need.
you and I don't
Do
know
you
that.
know that though?
You and I don't know that.
Yeah.
We were upstairs, right?
Yeah, and you guys went
Oh,
around
yeah.
the other, so you haven't seen. But you definitely don't. Can go. Are you guys going to investigate the bodies or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm
we'll
gonna
take
look
them all
in the
back
roof.
to probably one spot and go
See if
through
they
it
have
together.
anything
As a
that
group. That way everybody can know
identifies.
everything.
Okay.
Just pick up
So
this sack of potatoes and carry them back.
yeah, so you have you find 2 scimitars, a short sword, and 3 light crossbows, as well as probably about 30 bolts between the 3 of them. So if you guys are wanting to keep this stuff, someone add that party treasure, if you don't mind.
Who's
I'll
doing the treasure job?
I'll do that if you want.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
But you also find every single one of them has a Featherfall token. Same ones that you saw on the ship.
So they dropped in.
Used? Are they used?
Are you identifying magic?
No, I'm not.
Just
Oh,
jump
right,
off
yeah.
the roof
Would
and
we-
see Crash.
Okay, what do we do? Oh, I don't
Would
have
we
this.
know-
Go to the very peak, Matt.
I believe.
Would we know that they're used or not?
That's what we were just talking about. So you could test them. You could like climb at least 20 feet or more and jump,
Yeah.
or someone would have to cast detect magic.
I don't have detect magic.
I can't carry the body. Well, I shouldn't be able to carry the body, so I'm going to leave it up there.
Just roll it off. Push it down.
Golddrack made his way up there. He'll grab it. He can
Alright.
definitely carry the body.
I just
Irreverently
keep up
throw it off the roof and we'll drag it on
Push
the
it.
ground.
Push it down with your foot.
Yeah.
I have to
Roll it
keep
off.
up appearances.
So you
Ew, I
guys,
got dug on my boot.
have Brian. Are you gonna do any like messaging with Regic or anything? Touch base with, because you've seen after everyone's kind of gathered around, looking at the bodies. You've seen Regic is not present.
Oh yeah. Is he within 120 feet of me?
If you that's where you currently are, I'm going to say yes. But even if you're over here, yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, then I'll
If
message,
you're anywhere near any of these tokens, then yes.
I'll message him and be like, "Hey, there was a fight outside. Where?
I've got a
Are you
hostage.
okay?"
I'm fine. I got a hostage and I'm with Havers.
Oh, and Jordan
Oh, okay.
probably would have said too. I'm sorry, guys. It's getting late. I'm not thinking straight. Jordan probably at this point would have told you about the one he knocked
Yeah, if we're out of
unconscious.
combat, I would have said, "Hey, let's drag him back to Regic, and we'll look at our hostage and see what he tells us about these other guys."
So you would have probably just touched base with Regic to check that he still has the hostage, and to make sure everything's okay. Like check in on Harvest.
Yeah, is our whatever you call him, is Havers okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
All right. Let's go back and do some questioning, some interrogation.
All right. You guys gonna take the bodies back with you?
Yeah, we don't want to look.
Yeah.
All right. At some
want
point,
the townsfolk getting all weird.
Arachnus, you would have been approached and probably asked to, show your papers and things like that by the city watch.
Okay.
And people like kind of in an uproar, a little bit of an uproar, but you are able to explain the situation, prove your credentials, and that calms everybody down.
Great.
All right. So at this point, you guys are going to be heading back. You've got a captive, but it is also pretty close to closing time. So I'm going to say that let's pick up next time with any interrogations that you guys might the prisoner, as well as regrouping with the party, the extended party as a whole, Jack and everyone else, to discuss what happened, because the current plan was to head out in just a couple of hours.
Some of us probably have to make up rest time and stuff.
No, I'm gonna say because I think you only need like
6 hours is a long rest.
yeah,
it said?
6 hours is a long rest. So everyone that wanted to get a long rest got a long rest.
Cool.
Plus,
Okay.
I think in 5e, there's like a certain amount of time that you have to be disrupted.
Correct.
Before it
Mhm.
really disrupts your sleep. So
Yeah.
I think it's like 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
We ought to be hitting that with interrogations. So
yeah, you will.
That's true.
Because I don't
I
think
thought-
anyone's going back to sleep. But again, you guys didn't stay up too late, so I don't think there's anyone that missed out on their long rest. However, it would probably be a good idea for those that took damage. You might want to consider taking a short rest